Thank you so much for listening. Today is a day that we were given, and it's time that we start living. As fellow travelers and seekers along this journey we call life, I urge you not to put off for tomorrow what you can do today. For the day never ends, and tomorrow never comes. Do not say to yourself, I shall put off that which I could do today, instead to do tomorrow. For there are many things calling for the mind's attention, and if you are not careful, you are liable to forget that which you initially have set out to have done. Our minds juggle many things on a regular basis, always calculating and adapting to best suit our understanding of our current situation. What you lead your mind to perceive as important takes priority through the drives of your subconscious mind. You set the course, and your underlying energies follow it through. Therefore, every effort must be made in order to ever arrive in greener pastures, to always be achieving, always be moving forward. It is often said that improvement is not a linear path. And while this statement may hold some weight in the actuality of causality, it lacks foundation for basic understanding. The basis of evolution relies on fundamental universal constants opposed to reoccurring series of patterns. Some may refer to these constants as laws, and these laws are the framework for all action occurring within the universe they apply. For example, the law of gravity states that everything with physical mass on Earth is pulled towards the planet's core. Giving solidity to the notions of gravity and force. Therefore, it can be logically deduced that at least some laws do not require our compliance to be enforced. That is to say, even if we jump with the intention of continuing to float upward, we will still be met with the same thump back to the ground as if we jumped, knowing that we were going to return to the ground. You do not need to believe in the truth for the truth to be so. Otherwise, it would fall under the category of a subjective manner rather than a constant manner. In order to enact any sort of change within or around you, it is imperative that you understand the constant as well as subjective surrounding circumstances. Touching back on our example of the law of gravity, it is very important that for you to have a solid grasp on the intricate workings of gravity in order to do any excellent or even normal actions. If you were to attempt to jump over an object, you must first understand that after you go up, you will come back down. The way in which you come back down is subjective, depending on your method of ascension. But the fact that gravity will cause you to come back down is a constant. In the same way, when navigating through the seas of time, you may find yourself needing to overcome obstacles that are in your way. When this happens, we tend to lose faith and begin to question our ability to move beyond that which stands in front of us. This only happens when one is not assured in themselves. You only become shaken when you do not stand on solid ground. In other words, you only question your ability if you are unsure of your potential. Any obstacle, any problem is first overcome within the mind. Then you see victory in front of you. In no way does this happen in the inverse. You cannot blindly shoot an arrow through the dark and hope to hit your target. Unless you are skillfully aiming and calculating your mark, Lady Luck will decide your fate. And for reasons seemingly unknown, she chooses her favorites sparingly. Therefore, do not rely on forces outside of yourself to move yourself along. The winds do not rely on the trees to move their breeze. The sun does not rely on the sky to maintain its fiery light. Everything in nature acts both independently and dependently. Just as we act, we both act and do not act. That is to say, although you are doing whatever it is that you are doing, do not get caught up in your actions. Do everything impartially, neither swinging to this side or another. In order to properly assess anything, you must perceive it fully unbiased, observing its true nature. That can only be done by broadening your perspective and maintaining a mind that is open to receiving wisdom. Wisdom is seldom received transactionally or by transmission from one to another. It is knowledge which can be given. Wisdom must be earned by enactment. Understanding does not come with transmission of information. It is up to the receptor of such knowledge to divert it to wisdom by implementation.